I'm Joni Martin. I'm an independent Stampin' Up! Demonstrator located in Southwest Wisconsin. Thanks for joining me for one of my Merry Monday YouTube videos. Each Monday, July through December, I share a Christmas card or winter holiday card idea with you. Today, I'm going to share a card using one of our snowflake dies. It's really a versatile card design because you could use it in almost any color that you have extra in your Stampin' space, and it uses a touch of gold, which I think kind of adds to it. So thanks for watching.
And we're going to make this pretty holiday card. I am using the bundle called Joyful Flurry Bundle. You can find it on page 19 of your July to December mini catalog. It includes a stamp set and snowflake images that would be great for your cards, and some fun dies, and I'm going to show you a couple tips and tricks on how to use those. So let's get started, should we? First, we're going to do some die cutting. I have dies from 3 different sets here. All my supply list, directions, measurements, all can be found underneath this YouTube video. Look for the blog post I've linked there. This one I've already cut out for us. Again, that's from a separate die. This is Stylish Shapes, and this is the die from the bundle. So the other 2 aren't from that bundle. I'm going to move some things and bring out my cut and emboss machine. And I'm just going to show you how I cut the snowflake. So our cut and emboss machine, sides down. It's very flexible, and we're always going to use plate number 1. I know I'm die cutting, so it says I want for plate to die cut, thin dies, I'm going to use 1, 2, and see this symbol means I'm going to use 2 of plate 3. So here's 1, here's 2, and I have 2 number 3 plates. Notice one looks a lot more battered than the other. The one that's in the worst shape is usually the one that gets to go on the bottom. All right, so first, we're going to do this in 2 parts. First, we're cutting the snowflake. So I'm just going to lay that down. I'm leaving myself enough room. You see that? I'm leaving myself enough room because I'm going to cut out around it. First, we're going to cut the snowflake. Like so. Pull that out. I'm going to move my machine a little bit. I think I might be out of camera. So when I pull this up, there's my snowflake. The first thing I want to do, having made this card a couple times, is to go through and pop out anything that didn't want to come out already, because it's going to have gold behind it, and we want that gold to show through. And it's just so much easier to do it at this end than once it's already attached to your card. Ask me how I know. Okay, so now we have this done. We're going to go back with the same set of plates, and I chose the circle from Stylish Shapes that just fit around there. See how I'm lining that up so I can see those outside circles? That's what you want to do. And I'm going to line it up so I can see the outside circles. I'm not cutting any off. And one more time, it's going to go through. Oh, guys, I just moved some things around. There we go. I love the cut and emboss machine from Stampin' Up, but I find that to channel this area right here is just a closer fit, which probably gives a better cut, but it means I need to make sure my plates and everything else are straight. Okay, I've just hit the camera. I apologize. I'm going to back out. There we go. And what I have now is this great snowflake image we're going to use in our card. While we have the machine out, let's do our embossing too. I'm using the Time Worn Type embossing folder. I'm going to give you a couple tips about using an embossing folder. Fold first, and then Stampin' Up! Is kind enough to give me a line here so I can line it up. And I always want to emboss with the Stampin' Up! Logo on top. Now, when I'm going to be embossing, this is one of our thick folders. I don't know if you can see here. I'll move down a little bit so you see how thick it is. That means it's a 3D embossing folder, so I just want plate 1, what I have, and plate 4. And plate 4 is the gray one. Plate 4. Okay, so we're going to run that through. I use a lot of embossing on my cards. I think it just brings your cards up a step, Now I'm going to lift my machine back because you don't want to back up on an embossing folder. So I'm going to pull that out. And we're going to do one more piece of embossing. So I'm leaving everything here. But now, that just took my card front from okay to ooh, check that out. All right, now, if you've watched me before, you know I'm always saying we don't send out naked envelopes. You've put time in making a beautiful card, and you want the envelope to give a sneak peek and encourage people to think, this is the envelope I want to open, the card I want to open first. So you can always stamp on your card front. You can add a piece of matching paper. We're going to emboss on this one. So before I told you to line it up here, we don't want to do that now because this will come on the front of the envelope. And I tend to leave my embossing to the envelope flap, which leaves my front of envelope easy to write on and clear. There is a spot at the bottom of your embossing folder where the embossed image starts and you have this kind of clear space. Right along that line, I'm going to line up this fold, like so. So this is going to go here and there. And close it up, and just like we did before, we're going to run it through. This just really does something for your envelopes. Let's say it fancies them up a bit. I'm not even sure if that's a word. Okay, and then I'm going to pull it all the way out, and we're done with our machine. So we'll put that away, and then we'll take a peek at this beautiful envelope. There we go. Oh, look at that. Isn't that gorgeous? Yes. Okay, let's make a card to go with our gorgeous envelope now. This color is called Evening Evergreen. One of the things I love about this card design is you can make it in any of your favorite colors. I'm using gold, so I think gold works better with darker colors, but make a liar on me. Put it with something else. Okay, so we're going to take this piece, see, like this, and just pop those up. You can decide as you finish your card how far up you want them popped up, but you need to start them with them out. And it takes just seconds. And then on the back of here, we're going to add a touch of gold because we're oh so fancy with this Christmas card. So for the gold, she says as she digs in her card bin, I cut a circle the same size, and I use the distressed gold paper, one, because I love it, and two, it was already on my table. You could use any color gold you have, the brush gold or the gold foil, but it's the same size. So let's fold this envelope flap and get it out of the way, or envelope base, not flap. I'm still thinking of that beautiful envelope. There we go. And now let's add this. For this, I think green glue is your best choice. And we want a touch in the center, like so, she says, for the glue that isn't coming out. We'll grab another one. Do you keep multiple glues on your table? I do. There we go. And then just around the outside. You don't kind of want it, you do not, sorry about the language there, you do not want it where the open snowflake is. So we're just going around the outside. And now I'm going to line it up. All right, that much is done. Then, remember that other die I showed you? I cut this out of, this is from Painted Label. I cut this piece out, and look how beautiful that looks here. Now you could cut this out of gold or vellum or get creative. What do you have there? And we're going to pop this up, meaning we're going to put some dimensionals on it to add a little bit of interest. Don't need a lot, they're pretty strong. I'm going to use my Take Your Pick tool to pull the backings off, like so. There we go. And that's going to go right there. Look at that gold come through. Isn't that pretty? Yep. And then we have it. And again, you can decide how much you want that snowflake to pop up. Okay, let's look at our card front. So we emboss this piece, and I have the gold ribbon. I'm going to measure this 1 1/4 inches over, and that's what grid paper is. So wonderful for. And that allows me to put the ribbon down and get this kind of in the center of the ribbon. So 1 1/4 is 5 squares because each square is 1/4 inch. 1, 2, 3, 4. There's my inch. One more is 1/4. I'm going to cut my ribbon, and I'm doing it that way so I can use that darker line to line it up on. I love creating with this grid paper, and I'm grateful that it's in our catalog and I can get it whenever I need more. All right, now we're going to grab our tear and tape and attach this. So we're going to flip this over. Just make sure again we're lined up 1 1/4. Let's see how we're doing. 1, 2, 3, 4. Nope, only an inch. There we go. Now this gets lined up on that black line. Tear and tape, one of my favorite adhesives. I'm making sure my card front is straight and this is right on the edge. There we go. And give it a nice snug fit. I'm going to do the same at the bottom. And I'm going to pull this to make sure that it's nice, like taut, so it isn't loose ribbon on the front. And tape here. There we go. Now, this is called, remember the embossing folder was called Time Worn Type? So you can actually see some letters in here. So you kind of want to make sure the letters are going up. You may be the only one who would notice that, but let's attach this. Oh, doesn't that look pretty on there? Oh my, so rich looking. Use your favorite adhesive. A tape runner would work at this stage too. I'm going to leave the tear and tape backing on. We don't need any more adhesive on here. Okay. I want my ribbon to be on this side of the card front. Oh, it's your card. You could put it on the other side if you want. Okay. That's there. Now, we're going to attach this with just a touch of our green glue. Look at that, guys. Isn't that pretty? Such a great holiday card. And again, you decide how much you want them to pop up. Knowing in the envelope, they may come back down. But anyway, I'm almost there. But remember these pretties I was showing you before? Let's add a touch more gold. So that's going to go here. And then when I'm adding embellishments outside of kind of like the center part, I do odd numbers, so I'm going to do 3, and I do them in a roughly triangular shape. When you have a piece of embossed, this embossing folder actually has some flat sides, like there's no embossing, and some with thick embossing. So I'm going to kind of pick the flatter pieces just because my embellishments, as she says that, and it doesn't want to stay, will stay better on there. There we go. Wow, this one really wants to hang out with me. Let's try again. There we go. So we'll add those. Oh, let's come up here. There we go. Now, of course, you can stamp any sentiment you want for the inside. This stamp set has some beautiful ones. Season of Magic and Wonder, Joyful Wishes, Let It Snow. That would work with this. Here's what I love about this one. Sending you all the best this new year. You get a little behind on your holiday cards? This would be a great New Year's card. And there's our final card. The card base I used here was Evening Evergreen. But as I said, this is a card you can do in all kinds of colors. Here's the same card done in Cherry Cobbler. Here's the same card done in Night of Navy. Do you have a favorite color? Make the card that reflects you. Thanks for watching my YouTube video. If you liked what you saw, I'd love if you'd hit subscribe below. Until next time, take care, stay well, and keep creating. It's good for you.